We speak about the cloud as if it's an atmospheric phenomenon. When we stream video or back up our phones, we tend to imagine that data beaming into the sky, bouncing off a network of satellites orbiting the planet. That celestial network is largely a myth. Satellites handle a tiny fraction of a percent of the world's daily data traffic. The reality is more grounded. Over 98% of the global internet is transmitted through physical, hardwired infrastructure resting on the ocean floor. The invisible cloud relies on heavy, armored tubes wrapped in steel and copper, hidden in the freezing darkness of the sea. Our most advanced technology is tethered to a vulnerable physical reality we rarely see or think about. You can find this infrastructure at Marina Beach in Chennai. It is a bustling public coastline where thousands of people walk and gather every day. Resting just beneath the sand, under the feet of the crowds, are 8 of the world's most critical internet cables. This specific location makes Chennai India's second-largest internet hub, sitting just behind Mumbai as a primary eastern gateway for data. From this beach, these subsea veins stretch across the seabed, forming the direct physical links to Singapore, Malaysia, and Australia. Across the entire globe, only about 500 of these main cables serve as the backbone of the internet. This unassuming public beach acts as a strategic bottleneck for international communication and global economies. The capacity of these 500 cables is staggering. A single wire can carry 200 terabytes of information per second, enough bandwidth for millions of simultaneous high-definition phone calls. These routes aren't new. They follow paths carved out 180 years ago, when the British laid the first underwater lines connecting their global empire. Today, companies like Google, Meta, and Amazon haven't changed the map. They have simply taken over these historical routes, laying modern fiber optic networks right over the 19th century originals. The scale of these modern networks is massive, with individual veins stretching continuously for 18,000 kilometers across the ocean floor. Our digital empires are bound to the exact same geographical constraints and trade routes established by Victorian-era powers. Because the internet is a physical object, it is vulnerable to physical damage. It does break. While we focus on cyber attacks, the real danger to global connectivity is far more mundane. It usually involves a shark or a local fisherman. A commercial freighter dropping its anchor in the wrong place can hook a multi-million-dollar fiber optic line and shear it in half. This happens with alarming frequency. These physical breaks occur 200 times every single day. A single maritime accident causes more disruption to the global economy than any professional hacker. What happens when one of these vital cables inevitably snaps in the deep ocean? Repairing a break requires specialized crews to find the severed ends in the deep-sea dark, fighting Titan-level pressure to haul the damaged lines back to the surface for a multi-million-dollar repair. A 2006 earthquake off the coast of Taiwan demonstrated the sheer resources required for these operations. The quake severed multiple cables, cutting off data flows across Asia. An armada of 11 specialized ships spent 50 days just to restore that single network. Despite the massive cost of these repairs, the laws meant to discourage ships from dragging their anchors are toothless. Most of the international standards protecting these high-speed lines are derived from a single cable convention signed in 1884. When these coastal cables break, the damage ripples inland, severing the digital lifelines of landlocked countries thousands of miles from the nearest beach. The next time you use the internet, remember the fragile wires buried under places like Marina Beach, silently carrying the modern world across the ocean floor.